Hello everybody, this is Jurassic Adventures, and today I have a new Mattel species on the table. I have the Fierce Horse Chialingosaurus, and while this figure is lacking some paint straight out the box, that is not really what I'm concerned about, because I am not going to be just painting this thing. I'm going to be converting it into an entirely different species. Although this figure stock isn't bad, it has a lot of nice detail. I immediately thought of the baby Stegosaurus from the Lost World Jurassic Park when I saw this figure. So what I'll be doing is I'll be resculpting a lot of things on this figure, cutting off a lot of pieces, and then we're going to turn it into a baby Stegosaurus. And I got the adult Stegosaurus right here, just a quick repaint I did on this one, not too much there, so I didn't film it. But we are going to make the baby Stegosaurus from the Lost World, and I am looking forward to it, so let's get right into it. So the first thing we got to do is start cutting, and I have my X-Acto knife right here. We're going to cut down all these bigger plates on the back here. We're also going to cut down the tail a lot, and we're going to cut down the spike and some other things as well. So after a bit of cutting, I got the tail off, not the cleanest of cuts, but that can be easily fixed when we start sculpting. Now all I need to do is get these spikes off and these sails on the neck. Alright, so I did all the cutting and now we're left with this weird looking little creature. And first thing we're going to tackle is the tail. I just want to get that out of the way. This is the main thing we need to do on this figure. And if you haven't seen the movie, the Stegosaurus, the baby one, has a very, very short and stubby tail. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try and recreate that. So I started sculpting the tail, and what I did was quite simple. I just filled up this opening back here with a little bit of Milliput. I put in an armature wire that was twisted around to give the tail some support, and then I just sculpted the tail. Now what I got to do is just do some detailing with a toothpick. Alright, so I got the tail done. Texture looks pretty good. I think it matches the body. I'm not doing the spikes quite yet because I'll do that when I get to all of the little individual plates and everything. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sculpt extra toes because it is missing some. So I didn't film it, but I just did more filling in on the midsection right here and as well as the tail. And now what I'm doing is I'm working on the plates. So these are pretty simple, just thin pieces of Milliput. Make them flush against the thing, make them stick, and then just texture them up a little bit. And those should look good. So we got all the sculpting done on the baby Stegosaurus and everything is cured. Looks really nice. And so now we can get into painting. So the first thing I'll be doing is priming this figure with some gray airbrush primer. So now the baby Stegosaurus is all primed and ready to go. We can start painting, and the first color I'm going to be using is this sort of flesh tone pink tan color for the underbelly. Alright, so this flesh tone is now all done on the underbelly, and now we can move into a light green gray tone for the base coat of the green scales. We're going to move into some trusty old dry brushing, and the first color I got on the brush is just a lighter version of this underbelly color. And remember, when you're dry brushing, a lot of the paint you want just to be off the brush and just have a little bit on the brush so you don't paint too much on there. Next color I'm going to use is Russian green. I'm just going to go over all of this green. Alright, so the dry brushing is now all done. The next color we'll be using is some Grau Grun through the airbrush, and we're going to hit up all the plates and some folds in the skin. Now that the brownish green is done, we're putting a brown wash over all of these plates. The plates of the baby Stegosaurus are now complete, so now what we're going to do is do the little tail spikes, and those will be with some early sand yellow. Next is the beak, and that will be in some black first, and then we'll dry brush and do some other stuff to it later. So I did all of the black pieces, including the eyeballs, and I dry brushed over the beak and the claws as well with some brownish green gray color, and that looks pretty good. So now what we're gonna do is just finish up this custom by painting a little white dot in the eyes, and then it should be all done. And that's a wrap on this custom. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, this is Jurassic Adventures, and I'll see you in the next video.
Mm-hmm.